Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another edition of our Caradonna Master Series. And today we are very fortunate to have the beautiful Anthony's Key Resort in Roatan in the Bay Islands of Honduras. And our hosts are Heidi Galindo Hyde and Samir Galindo, owners and brother and sister of the famous and well-known Galindo family. So we're going to have the presentation, and at the very end, we'll have a question and answer session with Cami Akins, our vice president, and then we'll record all of the questions that you have, and she will present the most topical ones to Heidi and to Samir. So thank you very much. Without further ado, Heidi, go ahead and take us to AKR.
All right. Good afternoon and welcome to the presentation of Anthony's Key. I hope you had a little taste of what our property is like. I will gladly share with you more in detail how Anthony's Key started and where we're at and all the details. So welcome, and let's move on. This is a beautiful aerial of Anthony's Key. The actual key that you're seeing here is named Anthony's Key, and those bungalows you see on the water's edge are actually our rooms, and you get to stay on this private island and enjoy a very beautiful, relaxing vacation. We also own the key adjacent to it. It's called Bailey's Key, and this is just a beautiful aerial. As you can see, the background green area is the island of Roatan, and the beautiful reef that's just right alongside the key is how close the reef proximity is. So we just want you to take in all these views and envision yourself here. And like Elisa shared, my name is Heidi and my brother Samir. We'll move on to the next slide. Are part of a family business. The Galindo family is our last name, and my father, the president of the company, his name is Julio, and he's the visionary of this beautiful destination. My brother Samir is the general manager, and I'm the director of the booking office here in Florida. We work together well, the three of us. My brother and father work at the property, so we welcome you personally as you arrive at the resort and are on property to make sure that you're having a great time while you're there. Our families own this resort for almost 52 years now, and we're very proud to say that we enjoy what we do, and my brother and I grew up on this property, so we kind of really know a lot about it, but there's always something new to learn. And we just enjoy having our guests feel like they're part of our family. So as a family business owner, we want to make you part of our family. And we'll move on to the next slide. Roatan is actually located in the Caribbean Sea, in the Western Caribbean, actually, and we are part of the world's second largest barrier reef. We share the world's second largest barrier reef with Mexico, the Cayman Islands, and we are 35 miles off the coast of Honduras. The mainland of Honduras is actually about 2-hour boat ride, or actually 10-15-minute flight. And Roatan is the largest of the 3 of the Bay Islands. Utila and Guanaja make up the rest of the islands. And Roatan has its own international airport, and the airport is about 15 minutes from the property. We have a bus that transports you there, and there's several hubs to get to Roatan from Miami. It's about a 2-hour flight. Atlanta, there's a flight as well. Dallas and Houston. There are a few carriers from Canada, and as well as flights from San Francisco and Los Angeles. And the main carriers are American Airlines, Delta Airlines, as well as United. Starting this December on the 18th, there is a new airline starting up called Sun Country, and they'll be flying from Minneapolis. So for any of you that are in that area, this is a great hub, and the flights are looking pretty reasonable to get to Roatan starting in December with Sun Country Airlines. The next slide, please. This is our bus. A resort representative will meet you when you land on the airport of Roatan. They'll escort you on the bus, and the bus ride, like I said, 15 minutes to the hotel. We start with our sanitation protocol from the moment that you enter our bus with hand sanitizers. We're doing social distancing, so there's not only one bus, but several buses that will transport you to the resort. We handle all your luggages as well after you clear customs and immigration. And one of the new protocols that we're taking is that we're avoiding the front desk process. You will go straight to your room once you arrive to the property, and your room and keys will be in the cabin awaiting you. We do ask that you pre-register at the resort online. There will be a link that will be sent to you through Caradonna, how to register, to get the registration process going, as well as signing all dive waivers and activity waivers that you'll be participating at the resort to skip this whole front desk process. Once you arrive at the resort, there are 2 bars at our property, the Frangipani Bar and the Pool Bar. You can go and get your welcome drink once you arrive to the resort at your leisure. So we want to make sure that that process and transition into the resort is as smooth and welcoming as possible. The next. So Anthony's Key Resort was envisioned about 52 years ago, and it started with my dad working at the resort as a young man, and he is a family man, wanted his family to join him in this business. And my brother and I, and my mother is a big part of this too. She is the inspiration of all the grounds and groundkeepings of all the foliage and plants that you see at the resort are maintained by her and her crew. And so we call ourselves the Resort Design by Nature, and the reason for that is that we build around everything that is nature there, whether it's a tree or whether it's the beach or the reef. Everything is considered, and we consider nature first. And I think that what makes people come back to Anthony's Key year and year again is that combination of its beauty, the gorgeous location that we have, and of course our staff that just is absolutely friendly and welcoming. And we want to make sure that you feel that from the moment you arrive to the resort. So our property consists of several bungalows. We have actually 4 different types of bungalows. And in the earlier pictures, you might have saw the bungalows surrounding the Key of Anthony's Key. That's one location of the bungalows, but we also have hillside bungalows, and the hillsides are up on the main island of Roatan, and you get back and forth through the taxi boat. The difference between those bungalows is basically the hillside is a garden view setting, And then the key will be ocean front. And a lot of the rooms on the key are literally over the water, but every room on the key is waterfront ocean view. And on that location, we actually have on the key 2 different types of rooms. If you would go to the next slide, Javier. So here you'll see the interior of the rooms. The Key Deluxe is our most preferred and the largest amount of rooms that we have. It's really the biggest of the rooms, so I recommend it for families of 5 because we have a king bed and a double bed in those rooms, and they're very spacious. Every room has its own shower bathroom with all the bathroom amenities from our spa, Izora Spa. We have safety deposit boxes, coffee makers, and a mini fridge in each room. But what makes the Key Deluxe exclusive is that it has its own private deck. The Key Deluxe is a lot of those rooms are right over the water. The Key Superior is a 16 by 16 size room, a little bit smaller, holding maybe a family of 4 or maybe a family of 3. Those rooms do share a outside deck with a neighboring room. So we'll see other pictures if you would move to the other side. This is a view as you come off the taxi boat landing. You will be entering the Key, so it's a path that is full of palm trees, and there is a map that guides you where your bungalow is located. So each bungalow has a number, and as you walk around the Key, all the pathways are lighted. This is the hillside view. In order to get your meals, you do have to get a workout, guys. We have a treehouse setting here on the hill, and the first image you see really is our dining room. And there's a beautiful sunset deck that overlooks the Key from there, Anthony's Key and Bailey's Key. We use that deck a lot for wedding receptions, or during happy hour, you can have a drink and just relax on this deck. The Frenchy Penny Bar is also located up on the hill, but we have a bar on the Key with a pool as well. Meals are part of the packages at Anthony's Key, the 3 daily meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's an open air dining room, as you can see, and we do have menus. We cater to vegetarians, and any restrictions with allergies, we just need to know in advance so the chef can prepare those meals for you. Yeah, Stephen Frank has a beautiful testimonial here that he endorsed us with, so I'll just go ahead and read what he had to say. He says he's been to Anthony's Key many times over many years and have come to regard this as one of the true gems of the Caribbean. The Galindo family have learned long ago how to deliver hospitality at the highest level and have managed to create resort ambience that feels both exotic and familiar. The dive operation is quite sophisticated, and ergonomics of dive industry is top notch. From guest gear storage to the nitrox to the daily sign-up boards and ease of boarding the boats at the dock, they have had decades to figure this out and have refined it to an art form. So Stephen is a dear friend as well, and we thank him for this. And so here's the view. You can see the pools in the middle of the Key, and all guests have access to this pool. We have water sport activities that are included in our package, such as stand-up paddle and kayaks. I mentioned the 3 daily meals are included. If you're a diver, the diving package does include 3 dives a day, plus 2 night dives a week, and shore diving. As you look at this image, on the bottom left, there's a little tiny beach. That would be the access to get to the shore diving. So we also offer shore diving after your 3rd dive in the daytime. So we have that included. There is an island picnic on Mondays, which is a beautiful excursion to Maya Key, as well as a fiesta night on Wednesday night there as well, and that's hosted on the Key. We have quite a bit of things that are included in our package, and Caradonna, I'm sure, is going to share with you all the promotions at the end that we're offering in this time. And As you can see, the footage in the background shows you the fleet of boats, and just how you get back and forth is through a water taxi. That's a shuttle that's offered, and that is also included in part of the package. It's about a 1-minute boat ride, and the service is available all day long. You may move. So now we have a short video we'd like to share with you.
Hi there. My name is Samir Galindo, and I'm the general manager here on site at Anthony's Key in the Bay Islands of Rhode. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the diving here in the Bay Islands and how exciting it is. I do want to say that Anthony's Key itself is a 5-star career development center. We have a team of instructors on site. We have 2 course directors as part of our staff, and we have a nice classroom and different facilities where people can do from their basic beginner course, and they want to pick up a short career in scuba diving and start off and get all the way up to their instructors. Well, this would be a good place to do that. So we have some internships as well. And Anthony's Key, as my sister had mentioned earlier, is a 52-year-old property. And we have been dedicated to scuba divers and snorkelers for a very long time. We also have a dedicated snorkel boat for some of our guests that snorkel. Next slide, please. One of the things about diving here in the Bay Islands, especially at Anthony's Key, everything is convenience. I think that that's what we have strived for with our guests, to provide convenience. And some of those are that the reefs, for example, are not very far offshore here. You know, you can get to your first dive site in the morning within 5 minutes, one of the closest dive sites. And one of the advantages by having the reef so close to the island is that we can get multiple dives in a day. And it's one of the reasons why we offer 3 dives in our package, which many resorts don't offer. And we also offer a shore diving as well, which would be a 4 dive of the day. And in our package, we have 2 night dives. And one of the things that we do, you know, we offer privacy by having your bungalows over on a little island. It's just across a short taxi boat ride on a lagoon. And you know, you don't have to lug your gear back and forth. You know, our staff usually takes care of all your weights and your tanks. And we've got rinse tanks and gear storage area located right next to the dock. So at the end of the day, it's just a matter of dipping this stuff in some fresh water and storing it in a very well ventilated storage room. And next morning you have a dry wetsuit to put on. So one of the other advantages about coming to Anthony's Key is that we have a recompression chamber and a clinic on site. There's a pharmacy there. Our staff is well experienced, well over 30 years of experience in hyperbaric medicine. And, you know, most divers, if they have a little ear trouble and having problem equalizing, it's just a short visit. It's really only a few minutes, and we give our guests priority in getting a consultation from the doctor, and he can prescribe some medication. There's a pharmacy right within the same clinic. So if you have any kind of trouble like that, we're a DAN preferred provider for anyone in this area that may have decompression sickness. We will treat them. Next slide, please. You know, what you can expect as far as the diving here and this northwestern side of Roatan, where we do most of our diving. Roatan is well known for giant barrel sponges. Most of those are in the deeper section of the water, sometimes around 80 feet. And our first dive is typically one of the deepest dives that we have. And, you know, the whole, you know, reef in Roatan is a fringing reef. It hugs the entire island of Roatan on either side. So we have over 60 miles of reef just in and around Roatan itself. And so there are thousands of sites that you could go to, and lots of gorgonians and black coral and, you know, crevices and cracks. It's really a spectacular spot, and very little current. That's another big advantage to diving here. Next slide. You can see from these images, the one on the left side of your screen is a dive site we call Spooky Channel. The reef on either side almost overlaps, and this is a very popular site for some of our guests that come here. You know, they go in to this tunnel here, and it's just a spectacular scene depending on where the sunlight is at that time of the day, and the visibility as well. You know, this water temperature here typically average about 82 degrees Fahrenheit year round, and our average visibility could easily be 50 to 60 feet. And you can see the fringing reef on the other image off on the right side. This would be on a southwest side of the island, and you would dive a number of sites with this type of topography on the reef. Next slide, please. We also have a couple of wrecks that are not far from the dive shop. One of those is only about a 3-minute boat ride from our dock, and the other one is about a 15-minute boat ride, and they're both in about 100 feet of water. You know, over the years, coral has actually taken hold of different areas on these wrecks, and it's flourishing. These are very popular sites to go to, and we schedule each one of our boats to make sure that nobody's missing out on these wreck dives. Next slide. Here's another picture of the Aguila, which is the wreck that is closest to us. This is the stern of the boat, and out towards the bow is a pretty neat dive. Down here too, there's a nice eel garden. So if you approach that, you know, pretty quietly, you'll be able to observe all these little eels coming out of the bottom of the sand there. So it's a really interesting dive. Next slide. This is a typical map of some of the dive site in and around Roatan. Those that are highlighted in blue are some of the favorite dive spots for some of the people around here. We are located in the Sandy Bay area, which would be on the lower left side of this map. And most of the sites that we're going to are either east of us or west of us, a few miles on either side. So those will be the sites that you will most likely be experiencing once you come to Anthony's Key. Next slide. What you can expect to see, you know, there's a lot of underwater marine life, and some of those that are popular with some guests. You know, it doesn't have to be big. Some of our guests get real excited by seeing different kinds of seahorse, and typically on a reef, you get you see a lot of the larger fish like the snappers and groupers, but you don't have to go deep to see a lot. There's a lot of small macro stuff on a shallow part of the reef. A lot of these fish are very territorial, and like I had a guest tell me once, says, I think your dive master knows the address to each one of those fish on the reef, and it is true. You know, they are very territorial, and they remain within a particular area of the reef, and they know exactly where they are, and they would be happy to try to take you to a particular site if your interest is in a particular marine life. Another popular activity that we have for our guests, this isn't usually in our package, but from time to time, depending if we're doing a promotion, it may be. And this is a shark dive. These are Caribbean reef sharks, and the site where the divers are usually stationed at is about 75 feet. That area can have quite a bit of current, and the average amount of sharks that may be on that dive could be 12 or more. And we've had up to 24 sharks on that dive, and this is a must do for a lot of our guests. But like I said, sometimes it may be for additional charge outside of our package. Next. You know, Anthony's Key has a nice fleet of boats. This is not about what we have, but about what you can enjoy while you're here. Our boats are custom made. They were made by divers for divers, and they're very comfortable. We have large platforms for you to get all adjusted and get into the water, nice aluminum ladders and plenty of cover. And these boats are flexible enough to get to dive sites pretty easy. We like to keep our ratio divers small, so we have some 42-foot dive boats that if you're traveling with a group of 10 divers would be appropriate for that. If your group is a little bit larger, we have a 48-foot boat with a fly bridge on it that can take quite a few more divers. And if we double up on divers, then we would have a couple of dive masters to guide them along with the boat captain. And our staff is usually very helpful in helping you get in, people with back problems and knee problems. If you want to put your gear on once you're in the water and take it off before you come up the ladder, we would be more than happy to help you with that. We have a state-of-the-art compressor room here. We have 200 CFM comp air compressors, and we're filling many tanks, as you can see from these images here in a day. We also provide nitrox at a 32%. That's one of the services that we offer. And this is, you know, we test our air quarterly as well for any, you know, substances that may may come up in the air quality. So we rarely have any problems, if any, with that. This is a view of the main island of Roatan, and Anthony's Key is just a short little lagoon here. Some of our facilities are located on a hillside overlooking this lagoon towards Anthony's Key and Bailey's Key, where the majority of our rooms are. And then along the dock, as you can see, the different boats and buildings there, they are all different facilities that we have, from a gift shop, a photo shop, a snack shop, gear storage area, dive shop, and scuba school. Next. This is Bailey's Key. Bailey's Key is home to some of our bottlenose dolphins, and we'll be talking a little bit more about what we do there. And this would be out towards the west. So there's a deep channel that goes right in between both islands to get out to the wall of the reef. These are a little small section of beach that is over on Bailey's Key. Our guests can feel free to take a kayak or the taxi boat over there. And, you know, there's one thing that Anthony's Key offers: a lot of privacy. And that is priceless. One of the recreational activities that we do with the Institute for Marine Sciences and is offered to our guests, typically our snorkel package includes a dolphin encounter. And this is a 30-minute activity where our guests get in the water, and one of the animal care staff will be with them, and they get to observe these animals do certain behaviors and get an up-close opportunity to touch them and talk about them, talk a little bit about the anatomy of the dolphins and the different behaviors that they do. And so this is a nice opportunity for the family to get together and do something together. Other things that we offer as well is a dolphin action swim. And this is a pretty popular thing, small group of people. We would work with about 8 people, and the dolphins get to do different behaviors, and you get to do behaviors. They're imitating you, and you know, there's a boogie board ride and a dorsal tow and those sorts of things. So if you want a little excitement for the week, you can try this. Next. Horseback riding is another activity that you can choose to do and sign up for. There is a small fee for doing the horseback riding, and you can sign up at the front desk. We also have a spa, which I'll be talking a little bit more about. And of course, there's shopping with a lot of Honduran local art. And we've got a nice picture here of one of our snorkelers. We are a dedicated snorkel boat that go to sites that average about 10 or 12 feet. And sometimes in the morning, we got into the open reef if it's calm enough for snorkelers, and we take them to the appropriate sites that might be a place where they get an opportunity to see some marine life. They're paddleboarding and kayaking as well. Next. You know, once a week, this is something that no other property on Roatan can offer their guests. And we developed an island over 12 years ago. As you can see, it's a 12-acre island. We call it Maya Key. They're replicas of Mayan ruins that were built on it. We have 2 exhibit rooms, and there's a wildlife preserve center there, where people who are trafficking exotic birds or different animals that have been captured in the wild, this is an area that the forestry department and the Honduran government would take them as a rescue center for these wildlife, all like big cats, you know, from jaguars and macaws and spider monkeys and those sorts of things. So we take our guests out here once a week where they can have a lunch and enjoy the beautiful snorkeling out there. This is something that's done in between dives, between the first and the second and third dive, I'm sorry. and there's a pool and some shopping. So this is a unique thing to Anthony's Key guests, and something that everybody would enjoy, especially if you have kids. The spa and the pool, we have a 60,000 gallon pool. It's a shallow pool. It's really an area you could go and relax at the end of the day and get in a little bit of fresh water. We have rinse-off showers there and restrooms, and right beside the pool there is a spa that can do manicures, pedicures, some wonderful facials, and different wraps and stuff like that. That is, at the end of the week or mid part of the week, if you're feeling a little tired and need some relaxation, it's a good spot to go and do that. So that's something I wouldn't miss on a vacation. Also, there are areas that you can, get a little snack and different things to keep in your refrigerator in your room, or have a little cooler and buy yourself some a power bar or candy or even ice cream, those kinds of things that the divers like in between dives. So those are really accessible right on the dock. And these are beautiful views of our decks there. Some of our sustainable practices that we've worked very hard over the years to be responsible, and a few of the things that we're doing, like the coral reef restoration. We are, asking some of our guests maybe on one of the dives out of the week. This is completely a voluntary thing if they want to go and contribute, and doing a trash pickup of things that may have gotten out into the ocean, via storms and so on and so forth. And we also have a solar plant that we just installed this past March. That was commissioned on March 9th, 2020. And this solar system, so far we've avoided contaminating the air. It's over 100 tons of carbon dioxide we avoided from putting into the air. And this has a capacity of 328 kilowatt, and the annual production has been so far 143 megawatts of power. Next. The Rotan Institute for Marine Sciences was established back in 1989. This is a particular, part of our program that something that's unique that hardly anyone else has. We serve as a marine laboratory to a lot of different schools and universities throughout the United States and Canada that have come and joined. And we have a lot of programs going on, from education and recreational programs. We have a commission to the Honduran government to do marine research, and we're doing coral reef monitoring. We have a long-term reef monitoring project that's been substantial in collecting, a database, just telling us, what the status of the reefs are in Rotan. It's sound actions taken to sustain our marine resources. We operate within a marine reserve as well. There's a lab. So pretty much students can come with a professor here, and they will use our facilities. They have their rooms, they have classrooms meeting, they have labs, they get assigned a boat. And these are study abroad programs that they get credit for. And this is a very popular thing that no one has hardly taken advantage of. Anthony's Key, what makes us special? We're family owned, we're very private facility. One of the big attractions that we have that people love is that our cabins are over the water or have a full view of the ocean. And those are exclusive for our guests. Our setting is unique. We have these two little islands that sit out in front of this lagoon with fringing reef off to the north. And we're sitting on the second largest barrier reef in the Caribbean. It's accessible, and we can take advantage of going there at least 3 to 4 times a day. The amount of the variety of activities that we're offering: diving, snorkeling, horseback riding, canopy rides, dolphin programs, a spa, etc. We're a PADI five-star development center. and ranked one of the world's top dive resorts in the last 50 years. We do have a large fleet of dive boats, I think unlike any in the Caribbean. And with the hyperbaric chamber on premises, it offers a lot of security to some divers. In the event they had an emergency, well, there's a facility there that could take care of that. And the value for our package is unbeatable. I'm sure Caradonna will offer you some great incentives to book, and we hope that you do. So yeah, so those are all unique things about our destination. Some of the awards that we have received in recent years, we have been recognized the 52nd year anniversary and the contribution to the business of diving. We have the first female platinum course director in Central America. And we have the Traveler's Choice Award by TripAdvisor 2014 through 17. We were the top, the one top hotel in Honduras in 2015 by TripAdvisor. And we were rated top tour operator by some activities that we do also with the cruise line. We're Patty Career Development Center and Scuba Diving Reader's Choice Award. Pick a couple of those issues up and see how we did. We want to thank the people at Caradonna Dive Adventures for hosting this little talk, and we sure hope that we can see you here soon. Alyssa and her team have done a fantastic job. Javier, William, and the whole rest of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samir. We're going to do one more video with some testimonials, and then we'll head into the question and answer session.
Okay.
What is the thing that you miss most about Anthony's Key?
Wow, there's so many great things at Anthony's Key. You know, I don't know. Anthony's Key is not just a place, it's a feeling. It's a feeling that's created by where you are and the people that are there for you. I guess I miss the people most. I love them. They've become my friends.
Oh, I want to go on that shark dive again. That was awesome.
I miss everything about Anthony's Key. We're there every year. We love it there. It's our second home. Sunday fried chicken is one of my favorite things. I think about it every Sunday, even when I'm here.
The first thing I want to do whenever I get back to Anthony's Key is go diving in Spooky Channel or cleaning coral. One of those.
That's really the great thing about Anthony's Key Resort, and you can see it in the testimonials as well as in the videos of the diving. You have such a variety of things for people to do of every skill levels, and it's really a destination where you can just have everything right there. It's such easy access, quality across the board in food, housing, and in all of the services you provide for diving. So we're going to go ahead and have Cami Akins, our Vice President, join us, and she will present a couple of questions that came up during the presentation. And go ahead, Cami, and let them know what our audience is thinking or asking.
Thank you so much, Samir and Heidi. That was awesome. Those videos make me want to be back there right now. We did have a couple of questions. Doris reached out to us on Facebook and asked if you have lionfish hunting.
We don't necessarily do the lionfish hunting with the guests. The Marine Park Rangers usually organizes something with different dive shops, and they go out and do a roundup. But we don't particularly practice that once they're on a recreational dive with a dive master. The dive master would typically have, you know, his obligations to watch out for the safety of the divers. And if they're preoccupied hunting the lionfish, then it might not be such a good thing. But
Understood.
We do do that without the dive,
You kind of answered my next question, which was, is there a marine park?
Yes, there is a marine park, and you know, marine park here started back in the early '90s, and every so many years we are able to protect more and more of the reef around Roatan itself. You know, it's a natural patrimony, but the resources to protect it all aren't there. But we do have now marine park rangers up on the northeast end of Roatan, as well as on the northwest and the southwest part of the island. So we're covering a whole lot more areas in terms of square miles today than we did, say, 20 years ago.
That's fantastic. And those testimonials kind of lead into the next question. You could see all those kids talking about diving and they can't wait to go back to Spooky Channel and Shark Dive. I know you mentioned briefly about your kids. You have the kids' summer camp and kids' activities. When customers ask me, where's a great place to travel with my children, Anthony's Key is always just something that comes to mind, because not only do you have the great summer camp program, but can you tell us a little bit about what you do with kids for scuba diving with the Sassy and Bubble Maker?
Yes, we do have a seasonal dolphin scuba camp for kids, and it's usually hosted by part of our team of instructors and the Institute for Marine Sciences personnel. And they, you know, half of the day we do things that are dolphin oriented. And that can be, you know, it's a very educational thing for the kids. You know, I've had kids come out of that camp saying this was better than Disney World, believe it or not. I thought that was a pretty good compliment. But anyway, these kids are doing their Sassy, depending on their ages, start from age 5 all the way to age 15. So some of the older kids can do their junior open water. You know, they can get credit towards their junior open water diver. And those are things that they're doing with their instructors. And it's a great time for the family. We allow time where they can be together with their parents, but the parents can basically come and not have to worry, because camp counselors are working with their kids pretty much all day so that the parents can enjoy their diving. In fact, we even have them come over some nights and do movie nights and so on. So parents, if they wanted to have a quiet meal, just, you know, husband and wife or something, you know, but the kids do sleep in a room with the parents.
Great, that's awesome. And you might have mentioned it, but do you have nitrox?
Yes, I did mention we offer nitrox. It's a 32% concentration, and that is readily available.
Okay, and Heidi, you showed that great slide of the spa. Can any spa services be pre-booked, or is that all just arranged once they're there?
Yeah, actually Anthony's Key has its own app, and a lot of the services can be booked. We recommend for our guests to download the app, and they can book their services at the spa even before they arrive, or they can book them once they're at the resort on the property. So yeah, we recommend to book those early. Towards the end of the week, the spa services do tend to book up, especially that last day before guests check out.
Gotcha. Good to know. And you briefly touched on all your new safety procedures that you're going to be doing. If anybody needed any more expanded information, our website, caradonna.com, up in the upper left-hand corner, it has a link, and you can actually go to the Anthony's Key link and see all of that in full detail if anybody wanted to see more of those procedures. And I just personally had another couple comments. I do get people who ask me all the time if they can combine their trip with something else or make it a longer trip. And I think Copan is a great add-on if you would both agree with that. And there is even a flight on Tropic Air to go to Belize. So I've had some people combine a trip with Belize and Roatan as well. So just
Yeah,
other.
I agree with that. Also, some people like to see the other islands of Roatan, like Utila or Guanaja. So it's a great opportunity to spend a few extra days or week on one of those islands as well, depending what they want to see. So archaeological sites, I would say Copang, more nature, Copang. But then if you want to do more diving in a different kind of setting, maybe Utila or Guanaja.
Yep, very true. I should have mentioned those. Thank you. And then really not too many other comments. Charles on Facebook also posted that he just can't wait to come back. So I think that's a general consensus around here.
Great. Yeah,
we have a huge amount of clients that travel to Anthony's Key Resort every year, and we hope as soon as you're open that we'll be able to send our customers back to you, and you will let us know as soon as you open. We know we're in touch on a regular basis to make sure that as soon as we're able to get our guests safely there, we will. And I just want to say the Galindo family, it not only is known for Anthony's Key Resort, but they are also huge family that gives back to the island, to the local people. And they do so much in that regard, and they really should get a round of applause for all that they do, especially during this COVID-19. I know, Samir, you've done a tremendous job in assisting people in need. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much. And we do have all of the presentation saved, and we will save it onto our YouTube channel. And we also have a recovery special that you've given us in regard to your offer for when people do return to travel, and then your famous BOGO offer that is so well loved because it's a buy one, get one free. Can't beat that.
No, we want to thank you, Alyssa and Javier, William, Cami, everybody in your team. You did a fantastic job. I'm sure there's a lot more we could have said and improve on this, but we'll talk to the girls up there and try to, make little adjustments where we need.
We did great. We did great. This is what the beauty of these presentations are, is that, we have the opportunity to get out here and try our best. And that's the most important thing.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, guys.
All righty. So thank you all.
Look forward
See you
to the next one.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.